Now, we all know that Allen Iverson was drafted in 1996. What type of changes did you see once that happened as far as CRU THIK and, the usual routine of operation for the crew? What did that take the crew? What do you remember about that time once he was drafted and now, people see the CRU THIK tattoos on him and they're asking questions about CRU THIK? What was the discussion at that time?
I mean, to me, it was like a gift and a curse, because on one hand, it's like, okay, just him mentioning CRU THIK, just him with the tattoos, you know what I'm saying? Because at first he didn't have a tattoo when he first came in the league. That came a couple years later, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But him doing interviews, CRU THIK Dynasty Raiders, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was on the Source Awards. You got to go back when DMX first came out.
Right.
When he got Album of the Year, Chuck came out, AI, and he gave DMX the Album of the Year award, or Artist of the Year. And when he came on stage, the first words he said into the mic was, CRU THIK Dynasty Raiders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Chuck definitely put on, I liken it to like what Snoop did for Crippin'. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew, you know what I'm saying, what Crippin' was before. But Snoop, you can't deny, Snoop took Crippin' worldwide, you feel me? And you can't take that from that nigga, you feel me? Like, the same thing with Chuck. He took CRU THIK worldwide. We had CRU THIK on Reebok, his Reebok tennis shoes, which are the only shoes, I don't know now because I'm not tapped in, but at the time, during Chuck heyday, his tennis shoes was the only shoes that ever outsell Michael Jordan's.
Okay. So,
you feel me?
Yeah. Now, you got CRU THIK on a national stage at this point, and what are some of the things that's going on at home at this time, during this time period, as far as it's a lot of members of CRU THIK, and what are some of the day-to-day ups and downs or things that you remember about this era of CRU THIK ultimately becoming...
you saying when Chuck went pro?
Yeah, when Chuck went pro.
Well, it was like a split so far as that. At the time, this is when I'm at my height of knowledge of self and being taught by the master teacher, who later became known as Dr. Malachi Z. York, who was the same teacher when I was under the Ansarullah Community School of Thought, Imam Isa. But most people know him culturally as Dr. York because a lot of hip-hop artists from New York had put his name in their songs, like Cameron, Jules Santana, Nas. That's where Nas got the word ether from.
Right.
And because Dr. York is the one that came and taught us about what ether is and 9 ether and our hair follicles and being woolly and all of these things. Jaz-O, who mentored and put Jay-Z on, was part of our community. He had a song called Originators. If you go back and look at Jazz, aka Jaz-O's video Originators, he has on the same Ansarullah garment and flag of his Mahdi Muhammad Ahmed, which was our master teacher's great-great-grandfather. And he has a picture of Imam Isa in the video. And they shot the video, part of the video, in front of the store in Bushwick in the community. So Jaz-O was around as well, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? This was the type of thing that was going on, but I was also building communities. I was teaching classes. You know what I'm saying? I'm at Norfolk State, I'm at Hampton, I'm at ODU, you know what I'm saying, teaching classes and students and bringing them to our class on Sundays and throughout the week. So, and I'm bringing niggas from Newport News, from 75th Street and Ridley Circle and Dickinson Courts and, 36th Street, and Chestnut over to Norfolk and teaching them class and studying the tablets. When Chuck went pro, like the day Chuck went pro, AI went pro, guess what date that was?
It was in June, correct?
Yeah, June 26, 1996.
Right.
Now, if you see the videos when Chuck went pro, most you're not going to see me in there. You're going to see Arnie, Marlon, Gold, E-Ra. You know why?
Why is that?
Because anybody who's an Ansar or Nawapian / Sabian, you know that June 26th, that's our Savior's Day. That's
Savior's Day.
Dr. Malachi Z. York's birthday. Right. So I was down with, since 1992, we've been down in Georgia building pyramids in Edenton, Georgia.
Right.
So usually between June 22nd or June 23rd to July 4th, for like a 2-week period, I'm in Georgia, you know what I'm saying, between Atlanta and Edenton, you know what I'm saying, on the land, chilling and building and just on a spiritual journey, making our pilgrimage. Like how Muslims go to Mecca and make pilgrimage around the Kaaba. We used to go to Edenton, Georgia, to the land, the Holy Land, Egypt of the West, and make pilgrimage around the Black Mirror, the Black Pyramid, that was surrounded by a pool of water. And a labyrinth, that you walked around a labyrinth to turn yourself inside out, then outside in again. It's a whole spiritual science. So I was in Georgia at the time Chuck went pro. So a lot of cats we all come from the streets, but I had so much power and influence over cats from the streets from Newport News that not only was I on my journey to raising my consciousness and getting knowledge of self, basically the whole crew was.